This is a bit of a storage nightmare. Rather large is an understatement. 145 brass funnels. This thing is 12 pages long. 195 chests. A lot of vertical. It's the vertical framed glass that I need a lot of. That's a lot. 8 stacks of cut limestone bricks. I knew that was going to be a lot. Dispensers, dirt. Oh, why do I? Oh no, I don't know why there's dirt in there. Hello and welcome to another episode of my Create Mod Minecraft Let's Play. I'm currently riding this train. This is my point of view. I'm about to arrive at the station and get on with today's episode. How do I get off? Here we go. Okay, and I have the materials. Hold shift for summary. When right clicked opens interface. So I can do that. I can run out the back door here. But somewhere out here there is a way out to the coast where in my creative world I have a bridge across here, and that's going to be the first thing I build with the schematic cannon. So I'm going to start by placing it, if I place it here, powder, checklist, I need to do a schematic here. Make sure it is deployed. Okay. So I'm going to go get a schematic ready, and we'll see what to do there. I'm an empty schematic, light blue dye. There we go. Now I can do an empty schematic. Now when I go to the schematic table, I can do birch bridge complete, and that will load in. That's the one I made in my creative world. Insert quick video here about how to actually create the schematics. So to actually create a schematic that you can use in your survival builds, this is me building it in creative mode. You can use your schematic in Quill. You start the corner. You can actually start it on not a solid block. So I'm going to start mine here. Actually, I want it to be over one, so I'm going to start it here actually. So right click for first position set. Now you can drag it up and around, and it does cover this structure up here, so you can go all the way over here. You'll notice there's no actual corner there. How far do I want to go with it? Well, it looks like I want to go at least there. And so I could do that. I want to show you one other thing though. If I wanted to go further, I can actually create some temporary blocks, extend it out that little bit further. Right click again to set the second position. Now you see this is free. I can actually move around and do other stuff. It's not until I right click a third time that it would set it. And in that time I can remove those temporary blocks. I go back to my schematic in Quill. The shape is preserved even without the temporary blocks there. So that's helpful. You can set the area independently, and you can build it better that way. So now you right click it again, you name your schematic, and you would click save or save enough. I don't really know the difference between those. I would just do this to put it in the folder. I'm not going to right now because I already have one for this, which you will see shortly. But once you have one, and you can go run off and place it. So somewhere along this mountain now, I can adjust the position after I place it, so I'm not too worried there, but I want to get it up close, and this is close for me. So this is, again, like in creative mode, you can still place this quite well. And you can place it directly. In this, you have to use the cannon to actually get the material, so it's not too cheaty. So you hold Alt to move there, so I'm going to move across there. See, it doesn't have a place one. Move Y, so now I can, oops, no. So you have to hold Control when you're pointing at it, then it'll go up. There we go. I think that's about right. I think it's actually higher than that. You should be able to tell because there's a coal, actually. It even copies the coal in the wall. If you're not holding anything, you just scroll off, then it's that. So, but I'll just go over the controls quickly, and then I will fine-tune the placement later. So if I hold Alt, holding Alt, scroll up one, I can now move it. Yeah, if I hold Control, I can now, if I hit the sides, I can sort of slide it over. And you can do that on the end too, so it says move X, Z, so you can move it in those two axes by, I guess, focusing on one of the ends and then pushing and pulling it. So there's this chunk of dirt here. So see, I hold Control, scroll down so it pulls it in towards me. Interesting, the tree is actually, I think that's that tree down there. So if I want to push it that way, I can go scroll up while holding Control. And I'm playing a bit of Guess the Tree. So, back from that jump, probably no time at all for you, but what have I achieved? Well, one, I filmed recorded pretty much the entire Villager episode, the last one. You may or may not have watched that one. But also more importantly, in that time that's passed, I figured out what these are, these gray letters or numbers. It's actually the number of stacks. So I was hoping this would tell you sort of how far you are, other than just check mark or no, not check mark. That will just tell you what the train track is, isn't it? Yes. Okay. Anyway, so 595 birch fences adds up to 9 stacks plus 19 items. 42, 0, 42, so on and so forth. So I have that. I don't have that yet. But we'll see how far I get. Because I've also, in that time, organized this. I've made some progress. So this is enough birch stairs, as you saw. This, I've calculated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stacks of birch planks. Birch planks, yeah, 7 stacks plus 2. So, let's see, I may actually have that now. 2. No, I don't. Put the book in here and update it. I mean, it's... Oh, birch. Did it... I'm wondering, is it actually telling me there? Because now it only says I need 4 stacks and 57. 1, 2, 3. I may be reading this wrong, actually. That may actually be telling me what's needed in there. Because, yeah, so let's try this. Let's remove the birch stairs. So now if I go in the book, it should say I need 64 and 10 book stairs. Or birch stairs. 74. So 1 stack plus 10. I put in 64. I should now need 10 birch stairs. What is it going to tell me? It's going to tell me I need 74, or is it going to tell me I need 10? Birch stairs. It says I'm going to need 10. So it tells you. So that's what that is. It does tell you how much there is left to go. All of these numbers, not counting what's already in there. So I do have enough birch stairs. That does mean I have a little bit more to go with these stripped birch logs. Planks are almost there. Planks, I only need 2 and a bit more stacks. Okay, take the cutter, go like that, as fast as it can until it hits the birch. Should take me pretty automatically to the other side of that, and then I will go deposit it and get that much more birch saplings. Okay, I think the shopping list is finally done, except for the birch leaves, but everything else should be in place. I just need to put, actually I don't even think I need to put the book back in here. I think I just need to go Schematicannon, fill it with gunpowder. I've got my schematic, show printer settings, don't replace solid blocks. No, I do want to replace solid blocks, so that's a double negative, I think. Replace solid with solid, yes. Replace solid with any, no. Replace solid with empty, so if there is a solid, I don't know if I want to do that. missing blocks, projectile entities. Okay, well, I think all I have to do is hit play and see how this goes. Searching, placing. Yeah, there it goes. First schematic cannon. Yep, just around the tree, just as I said it would. So I don't know how long that's going to take. I'll let that run. And it's done. See, in my survival world, we now have the birch bridge. And I can go to free cam. You can see it's not hooked up to anything yet. I want to do a few changes to the tunnel here that I've dug out in the station, but the bridge is here. That was a very good build to test out from the start. For my first sort of real survival schematic cannon build. It makes a little ding sound when it's done. I missed recording that part, but you can see almost all of the materials have been taken up. So that's good. I'm actually going to need this chest for later if I have my... I'm going to be starting my next build, which I guess I have to make the schematic again for it. As alluded to at the beginning of this episode, or at least I think I did based on my editing, this is a bit of a storage nightmare, and I've made a few changes to it. I've added a few more chests since the beginning of the episode, but it's not enough, nowhere near. So my plan is to actually put the schematic cannon here. Before I do anything else, I think this is what I want to do. I've got the start of the materials for this set up. I have set up this part of the base, everything. I think projectile entities would make it not overwrite these chests, but I don't want to risk it. So I'm just going to do everything above this level. But yeah, I need to get a... oh, I have an empty schematic. That is very convenient. I didn't realize I had that much forethought to have an empty schematic. And it's called Base Central Wings, is the one I want to do right now. Yeah, as you can see, this is rather large. Rather large is an understatement. Let's see, what's the best way I can obviously adjust the position later, but that's what I want to start with. See, that's gonna lag. That does lag it out. You can see how many chests I'm gonna have when I'm done with this. But yeah, repositioning this is gonna be very important and very tricky. At least I have the Y level correct. So it's always good to try to have one thing correct. I've also grown a huge amount of birch trees here, mostly... Oh, actually, that's not... That's still mostly by accident. Anyway, I'll probably have to clean those up before I start this. So control and scroll wheel. That's supposed to line up with just before this, so I think this is correct. I also will know it's correct when there are 2 blocks between... well, getting the stairs to line up here, yeah. So that is correct on that axis. And ooh, this is a very dangerous place to be pushed by a windmill and a train. Let's see. Pull it this way. How far? I think that's correct. Maybe one more. Let's do one more. Okay, so I have a book. I actually framed my previous material checklist here. Yeah, so that's that one. So I know I won't be repeating it. I should also turn that. I think that's the right way up. Close enough. A book. How am I doing? I do have some materials already. 4 acacia doors. 1 barrel. Really only 1? 3 birch doors. 54 blocks of zinc. That's going to be a lot. 145 brass funnels. This thing is 12 pages long. Is there anything I actually have? Yeah, cow. Only 1 copper ladder? I thought there were more than that. Lots. I have 1 or 3 chutes in there, so there would be just over 195 chests, which I already have a few. I want to see. Oh, I do. Hey, I have enough glass, which is interesting. 90 glass. I have enough gantry shafts? I thought there were more gantry shafts, and I thought there were more cogwheels. So 2 cogwheels is enough. Okay. I'm going to need gearboxes. Oh, I only need 1 more copper ladder because I have 8 already. Okay. Fair enough. And I need to do a lot of vertical... It's the vertical framed glass that I need a lot of. How do I do this? Do I do it in a stone cutter? Vertical framed glass. Bring it out. It's done. Look at that, 13 pages. The only thing, can't get those in survival, but look at that. I mean, actually, better yet, look at this chest. This chest. Look at all that stuff. Look at all that stuff. Look how many chests. Look how many brass funnels. That's... Needed 30 electron tubes. Oh, no, wait. Yeah. So, a stack and a half of electron tubes, which means several stacks of redstone. That was one of the hardest things to get. The other one was, as you may know if you've tried to craft large amounts of dispensers, that's a lot of bows. Just look at some of this stuff. Blocks of redstone, birch doors. Yeah, 188 brass funnels. Almost 3 stacks. Blocks of zinc. That's hard to get too. 54 of those. Almost 4 stacks of cut deep slate. Limestone. That's when you're getting 6 stacks here, 4 stacks there. There's a lot. 8 stacks. This is going to be a big build. But it'll look nice too, and it's for the first time I've done that in a while. So, looking forward to getting this built and seeing in survival this great base. So I could hit play right now. I'm going to, but I do want to clean up a few things around here, make sure it doesn't replace, you know, some of this important stuff. So I did set it to, what's it called? Replace, it's that one. Replace solid with empty. Because I want it to replace all this. I want to do this digging for me, so. But I don't want it to dig this out. So I'll clean this up, and then we will get going and finally see this get built. that's the ding. It's done. It's actually done. I guess I didn't go that high up, but that's fine. This is looking a lot better. There's a few things I was curious about seeing. Well, A, you get all these chests. These ones actually came up the right way. The other ones did not for whatever reason. I think maybe they're facing the other way. These ones are facing, I don't even remember, I think that's south. And yeah, can we grab these with, if I were to grab this, you could really see. Yeah, see, they're all split until I, and then see, I can put them together, which is a bit of manual work. I will grind through that at some point, but this side is fine. The other thing I wanted to check is, well, first of all, upstairs, I want to see if the ladder, oh, so the ladders are in. That's nether bricks. So it looks like the filters I put in did show up. I didn't put in all the filters. What filter is this? This is basically nether materials, allow list. So that filter that I set actually did set through, which is pretty good. And then on the other side, this chest got preserved, and so I'm going to fix that later, but that got preserved, and that's going to be another offload point. Oh, I can actually, no, this is my main floor. That's what it's supposed to do. These are the filters. What filter is this? This is my ores filter. Very good. Let's see, hoppers. This was the tons of brass funnels. I kind of like the idea of being able to watch items drop through from the top and get pulled in. This will be for sugarcane later. That all came through. That didn't copy through, that's fine. I currently don't have a way to get to the second floor. I will work on that later. For now, let's free cam it. Except this one actually does go up there. So this one is a sheep farm. I'm gonna have to get some sheep in here. No minecart. Oh, and a skeleton. I mean, I guess not technically an essential part of a storage system, but I wanted to build this part of the base, and this part of the base had the sheep farm on this side and a cow farm on the other side. That's all still blocked. I'll have to clear this part out manually, which is fine, or I guess that becomes part of the next schematic cannon build. That's fine too. I'm just going to free cam over here because I don't, well, actually that's not a bad way to get up there for now. But, oh, the tree didn't. Yeah, Schematicannon doesn't do water, so that has to be put in manually. Is there lava here? I'm trying to remember how I had them sort of set up to be processed. Cows go here. I do believe there's supposed to be lava up here. That's what it was. And this one goes up. It's probably an underground daylight detector somewhere under here. Yes, there is. That's what triggers the sheep farm, so I'll have to uncover that myself. But yeah, this is my first sort of foray into making the base look a bit nicer. I tried to dress up this in parallel. I didn't do it with Schematicannon because there's a lot of delicate stuff I was worried about interfering with, but this is going to be the pattern for the interior of this base. The exterior, you can see starting to take shape here. Trees will have to go. This is my temporary tree farm, so that'll have to be dealt with. And here is the start of the exterior of the base. So slowly coming along here, but we'll get there. Stick with the series, and we'll get there eventually. Other observation I was going to make is I was wondering if any of the deleted blocks end up back in this chest with the Schematicannon. It looks like not. My guess is that they do get actually deleted, otherwise there would be more things here. This is just leftovers from miscalculating things, but there's no large stacks and stacks of dirt or stone or coal ore, or the logs that got cut down. So that's a bit unfortunate, something to keep in mind if you're using the schematic cannon. But hey, just the work done to clear this off. And it's also not exactly fast, and you still have to get all the materials, but it is automatic. So in that sense, it also makes it a little, I would say, less cheaty. Because if it did it faster than you could, like, you'll see in the time lapse, I could place or clear blocks probably faster than the schematic cannon, but of course that means I have to be precise in getting up there and getting access to tight places. So pros and cons, it's not, again, I think trying not to be overpowered. And of course then I did this little thing in the meantime. We'll get that all hooked up soon, but so that was a cool little thing I can do in the background. And yeah, there you have it. Now you can see the build at night, and I think the torches did eventually place, so we're good there. This is just a massive amount of chests. I needed that again, and that. And for reference, a stack of logs makes 32 chests. And that hopefully... Well, I actually don't even think that was quite enough, because I needed 35, so I need 3 more chests, actually. There, chest is done. And quick hint, if you are trying to get, what is it called here, cut deep slate. If you put cobbled deep slate into the stone cutter, you'll get your vanilla deep slate blocks. If you put deep slate into here, now you get your create blocks. So now you get the cut deep slate that you need, and now I need to, you can get that by smelting deep slate. So now I'm going to need to smelt a lot of deep slate. So at this point, I think I'm going to have to wrap up this episode as part 1 of making the schematic cannon. Do some work for me, seeing how it works, seeing how it goes. Hopefully you learned a thing or two about using the schematic cannon. And I do have some ideas for how I want to use it in the future. As you probably tell, there's a bit more of a to-do list to go in terms of getting my base and solving some of the, problems. But, yeah, these are... It doesn't feel like a cheat when you have to gather all the materials yourself. That's all I can say about the schematic cannon. And you can do some, I would say, interesting and innovative things with it. The mine shaft is one of them. And I hope to get some more in a future episode. But I also want to explore some more other things with the create mod, solve a few of my other problems. So you want to catch those, make sure you hit the notification bell. Try not to spam you too much during episodes. These are kind of few and far between, so I don't know. Hopefully you like my style of doing this, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Have a good day. And in the next episode, we will deal with this little thing down here.